players in the matchup that Dereck Lively had and what he did today on the boards.
Yeah, we don't win this series without D-Live. For a rookie not being scared, it's insane how he played. So just amazing, man.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a rookie surrounded by two high-level stars make a major impact that shifts an entire playoff series? Well, if you haven't, look no further than Dereck Lively of the Dallas Mavericks. With his energy, awareness, and fluidity, he's able to impact the game in multiple areas, which gives this Mavericks team a well-needed boost. Luka, Doncic, and Kyrie Irving are the bona fide stars of this team and do a lot of the heavy lifting. But when you're lifting heavy weight, you always need a spotter, and Dereck Lively is just that. When the first line of defense gets blown by, well, Lively can be in position to protect the rim. If he has the task of shutting off angles to the basket and then still containing his man, well, he has no problem doing so. And when you need someone that can be in the right spots at the right time on the offensive end, well, that's his bread and butter, and he'll do so while getting the crowd fired up.
Looking inside, finds Lively, and he throws it down.
It's not often we see rookies come into the league and get impactful minutes in the playoffs, let alone actually be a difference maker in the operation. For the Mavericks, getting a big man who could provide that length, defensive versatility, and offensive flexibility was a major key, and you can tell me if I'm speaking too soon, but Dereck Lively seems like the perfect guy for the job. When you have a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who thrives at getting to the rim, Lively is able to shut off the water, making Shai switch into a kick out to Dort, and then when Lou pushes towards the rim, Lively is able to slide down, stay straight up, and then delete the layup attempt. It's nice to have a big who can stop guys from pursuing the basket initially, get out and stay disciplined on the closeout, so when Wiggins does decide to drive, Lively can shadow him all the way to the basket and force this miss. It's not often we see rookies be so active on the defensive end like this, just making it a world of trouble for guys when they attack the rim, but with Lively, he's quite different. When guys have a potential lane to attack, it's Lively on this backside who scares them away from continuing downhill, and then the next man will have an open shot, but once again, it's Lively's length on the closeout that makes Chet not think about the shot, and one more time, it's Lively's ability to stay in front that cuts off the drive to the basket, and now this pass off the cut is picked off. So do you now see how many things make Lively a major threat on this side of the ball? Most people will just look at blocks and think this tells the whole story, when really that's just the cherry on top of all the outstanding skills he has on the defensive end. You can see on this play alone how much of a threat he is inside, as Shai turns his layup into a pass out to the corner instead. So now with Isaiah Joe able to attack the closeout of PJ Washington, he could attack the rim, but with a 7'1" athletic big in his way, he decides to snake towards the middle of the paint to find another open man. So when Chet catches the ball with the shot clock winding down, Lively is able to get out to him and make this mid-range jumper tough to knock down. It's something special about a guy who can hold his own in the paint for the team, but then when the ball is swung out to the corner in what looks like will be an open three, that length I talked about earlier comes into play and it ends up being a block shot and the Mavs can go the other way. If you look right here, it's sort of like the same action we just seen. It looks like this ball is going to work its way to the corner, so Lively starts going that way, but when Shai decides to drive, Lively can plant, go back the other way, and what Shai thought was going to be an easy breezy finish becomes a shot that just clanks off the backboard. How many rookies have you seen be able to affect the game on the defensive end like this? Honestly, it's not very many that we've seen do this. It takes the right amount of awareness, discipline, and intensity to pull off all the things that Lively is doing. Like, take a look at this baseline out of bounds play. Lively first helps on Norman Powell coming down off the screen, but once he notices Plumlee moving towards the rim, he quickly turns to meet him at the apex of the catch and then obliterates this shot attempt. When you have a big that can move his feet and turn his hips quickly, it gives guards some time to recover off these screens to get back to their man, and then when the pass is dumped off down low to the big, Lively's never too far out the picture and will smack this off the glass. To simply put it, don't count him out, as just when guys think they're going to have a bucket inside, he shows them that he isn't going to let that slide. When smaller guys happen to get a switch with Lively guarding them, they may think they have a mismatch, but boy oh boy should they think twice about that. When Harden starts sizing him up right here, he gets to step on him downhill, but Lively is on his hip, so the threat of him blocking it is still in Harden's head, so when he dumps it off to Plumlee, this just sets up a jump pad for Lively to launch from and beat this out of bounds with some aggression. At this point, guys need to stop thinking attacking Lively is a certified mismatch, because even though you might get an advantage going downhill with the speed, Lively still has that length to combat that, and before you know it, your shot is getting blocked. It's like the offensive players first see food when Lively is in front of them, but soon enough, it's like the lunch lady takes your tray back when you didn't have enough money, as these mid-range shots hit nothing but air. It's truly remarkable how well Lively positions himself on the floor to alter these shots, and this flows right into the offensive side of his game. With a lot of bigs, we see them clutter the paint when they aren't able to space the floor with the 3-ball, but when talking about Lively, it's a whole different story. He understands where he needs to be on the floor, when he needs to be there, and he makes the most of his chances. When you play next to guys like Luka and Kyrie who like to attack the rim a lot, you can't be another body in the way when they're trying to finish, so by putting himself in the dunker spot, this lob action when the defense commits to the drive is just emphatic. Key example, right here as Kyrie gets to step past his defender, you can see Lively just slightly above the dunker spot waiting for the lob, so once Powell commits to Irving, it's like poetry in motion.
The drive upstairs, Lively with a big finish.
It doesn't matter if a defender tries to jam him up stopping the lob, Lively will go right past him to finish off the alley-oop. And when the defense just all out forgets about him, he'll move in sync with the big rotating over to catch and throw it down. It's a major key to know where to position yourself within the offense, because most bigs right here would just coast down the floor letting things play out, but Lively instead gets deep in the paint for great positioning, so once he catches, he can take the contact and convert the and one. There's a thing in basketball that we all know, and it's called rewarding your big man who runs the floor, so when Tim Hardaway collapses the defense and Lively is in stride, this lob over the top is just seamless. This fluidity the Mavs play with is what makes him so hard to guard, and when you have a big who can move just as fluid as anyone on the court, it causes major problems for the defense. When he rolls off the screen, it's all one fluid motion, and with control, he can euro around Harden, avoiding him completely to toss this in. You and me both can probably count on our hands how many times a young big can be this controlled when catching off the roll to go score inside, and also how quick he can assess the situation to catch this pass and then toss it right back to Doncic for him to go score the ball. In the NBA, especially in the playoffs, it's important that you can read the floor quickly, so when Lively is catching off these pick and roll actions, he's already scanning the floor to plan his next move, sends it out to PJ Washington on this 3-point line, and instead of staying right where he is, he starts moving towards the basket calling for the lob, and we already know how this ends.
Cutting Washington, up top, and hammers it home.
Sometimes it'll end up back in his hands for him to slam it all over the defense, and other times it'll end in him hitting the wide open man for the knockdown tray ball.
Lively ball movement, Washington hits!
Everyone, remember, this is just a rookie making these plays, on the big stage, not the little one. His activity around the rim is one of a kind for guys his age and experience level, as if you don't put a body on him, well best believe he's gonna slam it back down. It's not that he can just position himself perfectly to snag the board and go back up or tip it out to a teammate for them to get a good look at the basket, but it's that he has this fight in him to tip the ball back to himself while in a battle for the loose ball and then go back up while getting fouled to go shoot some free throws. Man oh man is this kid good. It's many things that make a big man stand out amongst others, and Lively certainly has all the correct skills. From defense where he can affect shots from literally anywhere on the floor, to then offense where he can be a scary threat around the rim. Whatever you ask him to do, well he's going to do it while providing tons of energy, and when you're a team that is on a mission to make a finals run and hopefully win a championship, this is extremely valuable. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.